Hello everyone, it's Ross here with the Hobbyist Dan, and welcome back to another Let's Paint video. So to kind of get things back on track and a break from the model way down in the basement, because I'm also low on funds, gonna save money, pay for more important things, I'll be working on the Noxus Blight Bringer today. From the, oh man, it's been a bit, name the set now. Dark Imperium box set, there we go. You'll notice we have a top-down view. Hopefully I can do a little bit of speed painting top down. I went through some of my boxes and unpacked a few things. And I gotta be careful because this thing is just a cheap little thing at the dollar store that's holding the phone up right now. Anyway, without further ado, I'll get my brushes. And this one. And this one. Alright. Going to be doing a bit of a change up today. It's going to be a brief explanation of what colors I'm using, and at the same time a time lapse. So as you can see, I got them based in the white primer from Games Workshop. And speaking of Games Workshop, they're now open for online ordering, which is great. So when I get the paint I need, well, I'll get a few paints and start collecting some of the 8th edition Army Codexes. The reason I want to collect the Army Codexes is so I have another, like my fantasy set and my 5th edition set. So if people over, they forget their book, there's a book there. And at the same time, I do like to collect a little bit and dabble in a bit of each army, because, it's a hobby, keeps you busy. So yes, my Devlin Mud Wash. How's this guy doing? My gunmetal. So I'm just going to do up the whole set of armor in Devlin Mud, like the rest of them, and we'll give it a good coating. Should have brought this camera over and in a little more. I think I'm going to do up the chains too and these bits here. Just to, like, he's got a lot of detail. Now the whole concept of doing up this box set is just to speed paint, but I'm going to experiment a little bit too. Because normally I was going to paint these up in metal and then do like a copper, bronze-ish color over top of them later when I get that paint ordered up, which will probably be next month. Okay, so I will let that dry for a good hour, maybe 30 minutes, and I'll come right back to it. So it's been almost an hour. Now normally, like Games Workshop wash, you can give like 15-20 minutes. I like to give like a good heavy wash a good almost an hour to dry. So we're done with the washing for now. Brush away. And now onto dry brushing. And like all my other models for this set, you're doing a Devon Stone base. Or second layer. No, technically third layer, but you get the primer base. You guys get the idea. Just good shake. There we go. And I did shift the phone a little bit, so hopefully it's a little bit better in view. There we go. There's the dry brush done. I almost forgot. Why did I stain that side? I thought it would be green anyway. Excuse me. So, where is it? I believe I use Gretchen Green as the base. So dry brushing is now complete. Now moving on to the fun part. So to start, I'm going to be painting up the left leg plate and the shoulders with the base coat of Gretchen Green. I'm going to get some water into this. Into the pot, I mean, at some point. It's a little thick. Just water it down on my palette. Then I'll get to work. So, something I just messed up on was I didn't mean to dab the green into the holes there. The bottom part of the plate's okay, but excuse me, I'll have to go back with some Devon Stone and just touch those back in with the really small brush because I really want to get those to like look dark. But now that we got Snot, or the Gretchen, oh hang on a second, I almost forgot. I got Ghibli tentacle bits down here too. Stamping up the brush. Okay, so that's that. And move on to Snot Green. Now this one's a little bit watery. I'm just going to go over all the other green bits, just on the armor that is. I'm going to leave him in his little dark green, or Gretchen Green. So I'll let that dry. I'll go over to a touch up again if I have to. Definitely got to go over the Imp again with Gretchen Green. I still have some of my palette I can still use. That hasn't dried up at least. And I'm just going to wipe off the excess. Looking good. Spot right there. There we go. So now I'm going to be doing up his gun, the bells, his bell mace, where is it? Excuse me. There it is. In the old gunmetal. Ooh, we're snapped. Give it all a good shake. Get the grab from the bottom. Yeah, it looks that way. Oh, it's a little watery at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot I got this model painter thingy. No, his base is too big. Anyrate. Oh, battery saver's on. Should be right back. Alright, so while I sent the phone off to recharge the battery, I went ahead and finished up all the metalwork. Now, it didn't seem to make much of a difference over the Devil Mud wash. However, bits and pieces I didn't quite fully get with the brush did kind of remain, so that's not so bad. So next up, oh, I forgot to do the pauldrons. So next up, I'm going to do up the pauldrons, touch up a little piece there, and touch up this piece back here that I missed with the gunmetal. So now I'm going to do up the eyes on our little friend. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to do up his cloth piece on the front next, because I still got to do up his eyes on the little dude there. And a touch up there. Oh, I forgot a spot there with some green too. Well, let's get the cloth started. And that'll be Hermagant Purple to begin with. So there we go. Now I'm going to pick out the eyes on this little demon dude. And then I want to go back over. And I noticed there's a couple of spots where I forgot to paint the bits of tendril or other parts of tendril. First, let's get this little demonling. Some painted eyes. And for this, I'm just going to use some blood red. I'm not sure what the new equivalent is now. Let's do some touch-ups on him there. And since I'm already at this point, next up I'm going to do up the antler bits. This one for me is pretty simple. Just going to use some Catlin Brown for the base of them, and then I'll just go like a smear back in a Chaos White blend. I could go and just do like a brown Delve Mud wash and then build up the details, but again, to irritate, this is just like a quick speed paint. I can always go back and make them even fancier later. That's looking pretty good. Now to take my white scar, they call it now. Got the old one here, it's just white. I kind of had water to it at one point and it made it a little too watery. So, and that and the paint inside's not that great, so now it's a white wash, that one. Oh man. You know, they still got that white leaky paint problem. At least their spouts are a little more forward, and these newer model pots. Take a bit of white. And I'm just going to go and touch up around these areas. Wow. See the spray bottle, sorry, the spray can. It's going to leave the original spray can paint, but it's just not bright enough, so we'll just go along here. Kind of touch up the horn. Next up, I'm going to do the plasma part of his plasma pistol, or whatever you want to call it in Nurgle terms. I'm just going to go quite simple on this. Going with Merchant Red as the base. Ooh, I'm really going to shake this one up. And I'm shaking the whole desk. Alright, well that's still a little bit wet. Put just a dab of blood red on there. There we go. I might go back and add a couple streaks of white later, but for now, that's it. And I'm starting to lose daylight, so I'm going to call it here and get some dinner on and continue on tomorrow. So here we are the next day, and I'm trying to remember where I left off. And I'm feeling very ill right now from the back shift I just did and the weather. Yeah, anyway. Right. Gonna do a black wash on this guy and the tendril bits next. I'll do the touch-ups at the end. So I'm going to need my small fine detail brush for this. And some Bedazzle Black, which might be called something else now in the Citadel paint range. Oh. So basically, just want to go and start the tendrils first. Make a point on my brush. Okay. Put that one away. Oh, no, wait. And put the brush away. So I'm going to need, bring back the bigger wash brush. The bristles reactivated on this one. So I think how ink washes or paint washes, if they dry, the bristles back pretty stiff. Now you're all probably wondering, this is supposed to be a speed paint video, and yet here we are the next day. I do understand that, but keep in mind when I do record things, it's going to be either in the evenings or early mornings on my days off, but mainly evenings. But overall, I've only spent an hour and 15 minutes on this model. There we go. Now the reason I say an hour and 15 is because I pretty much let the original wash, the Devlin Mud wash, dry for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I just really wanted to give it a good time to dry, so when I dry brushed it, it wasn't going to pick up and smear anything from the ink, which usually pulls away from some of the contrast of it. Okay. So next up, I'm going to do the base. Now I am going to be using some Eglin Earth to go with the rest of them. Before I do that, I'm going to do some layer Scrag Brown. So when this dries, it'll make the cracks and have some like muddy under earth looking or wet under earth looking. Hang on, did I not have another brown here? I thought I did. Yes, there it is. That's the one I wanted. So we're not going to be using Scrag Brown. I'm going to be using Kathleen Brown, which is a different, darker brown. I'm not sure if it's still the same name in the new range. I'm going to put some on the palette. I went a little excessive, but that's okay. Oh, a step I forgot. I was going to typhus corrosion around the feet first. Shoot. That's okay. We'll get on that right now. I have a brush for that. I'm using a model paintbrush with quite the stipple bristles. I just wanted to show like the feet of the armor. It's been getting quite the wear and tear. So, typhus corrosion. The feet. Trying to get it all in there. Oh, there's a tendril over there, or something I forgot to paint up on the left foot. Well, that's okay. We'll just blend it in with typhus corrosion. The other foot. I'm going to do my best to avoid the tendrils on this foot. I might have painted typhus corrosion on the other tendrils, or whatever you want to call them, ligaments coming out of the heels on the plague caster. So I want to avoid a little bit on this one. Dirty it up here and here. A little bit of overspill in there on that tendril's okay, I suppose. But those tendrils will get muddied up. So that's that one done. And all the excess goes off the plastic bristles. This brush is really easy to clean, by the way. Put that one back. Okay. Now, back to the brown. Get the damp head of the brush. Just gonna smear this all around. Still getting captured there. Yeah. And there's that part of the base done. So I'm just gonna go over and do some touch-ups, like there's some spots here on the front little, I guess it's called a tabard or a medieval touch or something, or loincloth or chest cloth or whatever. Touch up the middle bit on the bell. Then go back and add some elegant earth. I'm going to do a bit of Nurgle's Rot over here. There we go, that's that bit done. And then we go to the middle again. Now, just for added detail, I'm almost tempted to add a little bit of dry brushing to this little dude here, because that wash is drying pretty dark on him. Let's do that. Oops. That's my regular pot, there's my metallic pot. I try not to mix my paints up because the metallic paints will try to carry over a little bit. And a little bit of scratching green. Get the dry brush. More a little bit. And a little bit of dry spot up here somewhere. Just want to really thin this down. There we go. Now I'm going to do some, where to go? Add some Nurtle's Rot to this model. Now I'm pretty sure these little ball chains are supposed to emit like some kind of unholy purificating smoke or something. Or they're just extra bells, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to be doing some Nurtle's Rot pouring out of them. Because why not? Let's gross this guy up. There we are. Yeah, never be afraid to put a bunch of this on your bases. Like I know for smaller bases you don't need much, but to get a nice cracked effect, you need to put a nice little layer on there. And because it's basically mud, and to help add like depth to the armor, I did my best to push some clumps up against the feet areas and all that to help show some heavy weight to the suits of armor on the world they're on. Which, by the way, I gotta order more of that because I'm just about empty. Yeah. Yep. And I was using this originally. Put this. So yeah, we'll just let that dry, and I'll put up a couple photo stills, and that's it for this guy. Something I forgot to do, which I'll do now, before we get to the photo stills, is I'll paint the base black. Can't believe I forgot to do that. But at the same time, next time you see this model and the other batch of models from this set, there's going to be a bronze bell and bronze shoulder work. So look forward to that. Because I didn't want to make them metal, but my bronze paints are just all bitter lack of the word for dead. Okay, now he's complete. And I'll let that dry, fully dry, and then I'll come back and get the stills. Because, you know, this special effects paint, or technical, what do they call it? Effects or technical? Technical. It needs a bit of time to dry. And be sure to join me next time for the Lords of Contagion model. This one I'm probably going to spend a little more time on, so stay tuned for that.